Hi, it's Jolene from Expert Hair Advice. Today I'm going to be covering how to colour grey hair, and I'm actually going to be doing my mum's roots. So what I want to do first is just give you a brief outline of the products, tools, equipment and everything that I will be using today. So to begin with, I'll be using the Igora Royal, which is a Schwarzkopf range, and it's number 94. 9 is an indication of what base colour it is, so it's actually an extra light blonde, and 4 is an indication of the tone which is in it, which is beige. So what it'll do is it won't have too much orange or copper or warmth in it, it'll just have a really nice caramel tone. And the peroxide that I'll be mixing it with, the hydrogen peroxide, is 6%, or it can be called 20 vol, depending on which company you're actually using. And ideally it's good to have a colouring comb at hand as well, which allows you to separate the hair off and do your sections easily enough without tugging too much, because it's quite a wide tooth comb. And then make sure you've got clips handy for when you're sectioning. Also, always make sure you wear gloves, because peroxide can sting quite a bit if it gets on your fingers, and especially if it gets underneath your nails. It'll hurt for about 2 or 3 days. Everything you touch, it'll kill. Trust me, just put some gloves on. And then obviously we've got tinting brush. I like the wide ones. When I'm foiling, I do actually prefer the ones that are a little bit thinner, but these are quite good when you're doing all over colours and roots and things. Tinting bowl for when I'm mixing, and obviously the little mixture tub, which will just give you something to measure out the amount of peroxide that you're going to be needing to use. So that's it, we've got everything ready, set to go. All I need now is my model, so I'll get back to you very shortly and we'll go through how to put the roots on and cover every section of the hair. Right, so to begin putting the roots on, what you need to do is comb all the hair back at the front, scrape away from the hair, away from the face, alright? Like so. Hold it down. Put enough tint on your brush and then start to cover the hairline. Above the ears as well, and then round to this front side. Make sure there's plenty of tint on the brush when you're doing it, because you don't want to go back later and find that you've not put enough on. And then go all the way around the hairline, the back. Took the towel in so it don't go on the clothing. And again. Right. Once you've covered all the front section and the back section around the hairline, you want to take your comb and separate it right through the middle to a centre parting, and all the way down to the nape of the neck, so it's like in pigtails. Take one section and just get rid of that for now. Alright, so we've sectioned it off right through the middle, and then start by covering the roots right the way down the middle. once you've finished, got all the colour right through the middle, you take the side that's not obviously not clipped up, go from the crown right down to the ear and separate again. Okay, so you've got that section again there. Colour that section in. Okay, so them two sections are ready to go. We'll move on to this other side. Do the same again. Section down that way. And the reason you're doing this and taking your sections in this way is because you want to be working from the back of the hair and then work your way to the front, because the back of the hair tends to be the most resistant, especially when you're dealing with grey hair, because grey hair tends to go at the front before it does at the back. So yeah, ideally wanting to be making sure that the colour's going on there first, so it's got time to lift up to the same shade. Right, so once you've got all your 4 sections set out, as you can see, there's colour covering each of the sections, so they sort of separate themselves off. Then you need to start with your back section first and take the end of your tint brush through, so you've just got a line. But you can still see the tint there, so you know that the section is small enough. It's not gonna, you're gonna be able to cover it enough with the colour, so you're not gonna be left with any uneven patches. You do that again. Make sure there's enough tint on your brush. Keep going. You want to try not to overlap the colour onto the hair that's already got colour on it, because what we're wanting to do is just cover up the regrowth that's come through, as opposed to change the colour that's on it at the minute. We're just wanting to blend the roots in. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to keep doing the roots like this. I'm going to continue this process right the way through to the bottom of this and move on to this section, and then I'll come back to you when I've actually got to the front sections, and I'll go through them parts with you as well. So I'll see you soon. Hi guys, right, we've just finished putting the colour on right the way through both the back sections, so each section's now covered, and as you can see, as I lift up the hair, every bit has actually got tint on it, which is good, isn't it? What we're doing now is moving to the front section of the hair. So as we did at the back, take small sections to make sure that the tint's going to seep through. Cover, and again. And plenty of tint on, keep working down to the ears. Right, so I'll continue to do this down this side to finish the bottom section, and then I'll move over onto the next section, and then I'll get back to you again when I've finished. Hi, we're back. Finished applying the colour to every section of the regrowth. All the roots are covered up now. And when it comes to colouring grey hair, the development times, you need to look at the manufacturer's instructions and go by them to the T, because grey hair can be very resistant, and unless you leave it on for the full stated amount of time, it could be that you take it off and it's not covered as well. So make sure that you keep it on for the full stated amount of time that it needs. I'm going to be leaving this on for 45 minutes to ensure it covers properly. And what I've actually done, because the idea with my mum's hair, what we've been doing over the years is she's had a few different colours put through it, which is always a good idea for colouring grey hair, because it kind of disguises the roots when they're coming through. It's not as severe, and my mum's got at least 75% of grey covering her whole head. So it can be quite severe when it's coming through, which she hates. So what we've done over the past couple of times we've been doing it is we're actually gradually moving the shades up very, very slightly. So last time I actually used, it was the 9-4, but I mixed it as well with the 8-4. Initially she was on a 7, so we've gone from a 7 to an 8, and now we've finally got to the 9. And with regards to mixing it and the ratio of the tin and the peroxide that you need equal amounts. So my mum's roots, she's got quite a lot of hair, so we ended up, we needed 3/4 of a tube of colour, which in this tube you've got 60 millilitres. So that would mean that you need 45 millilitres of the peroxide to go with it, and you can just use one of them little measuring jugs. And mix them together, and then that'll be an equal amount and the right amount to make sure that the chemical reactions take place as they should when you're colouring. So what I'm going to do is leave the colour to develop and process, and then I'll show you the finishing result once it's all washed off, and we'll see how it's looking with blending in the highlights that she had and going with more all over one colour. See how we go. Okay, so I'll see you again in a bit. Bye. Hi. Right, it's been on now for 45 minutes, so what I'm going to do is show you how to check the colour to make sure that it's actually taken. So what you want to do is have a look at the section that you covered last, so this is this side, and then you need to remove a little bit of colour from the strand of hair from a section, and then have a look at the colour of the hair underneath. So that's covered, it's no longer grey, that's gone the colour that we want. So what I'm going to do now is wash the colour off, and then I'm going to dry it and show you what the colour's like once we're done. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Right guys, what we've done now is we've finished doing the colour on the roots. As you can see, the roots have lifted nicely and the colour blends in nicely right the way through, which is what I was hoping for. And I've blow dried it and straightened it and put a little bit of serum on it just to smooth it down. And that's about it really, we've done. That's colouring grey hair. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid. Don't forget to check out, if you want, subscribe to our videos in that corner, and also if you want to have a look at some pages to give you some more tips and advice on any subject to do with hair, check out our website, which is down there, obviously on the video on YouTube, not on my mum's lap. So yeah, down there. Okay, thank you, goodbye.